In 2035, one of the world's most critical trade routes now runs through the Arctic Ocean. A massive cargo ship cuts through the ice, flying China's flag, and in Washington anxiety is rising. This is not science fiction. This is a future China is already preparing for. China has no Arctic coastline, not a single inch of border touching the Arctic Ocean. Geographically, it has no business being here, but they came anyway. Built research stations, sent icebreakers, poured in billions of dollars, and stood on the world stage to declare themselves a near-Arctic state. An identity that literally does not exist in international law. So the question is, what is China seeing in that ice that the rest of the world hasn't fully grasped yet? The answer will make you uncomfortable. Here's the strange part. Of the 8 Arctic nations, China isn't one of them. And yet Beijing is among the fastest-growing presences in the region. Beijing has poured billions into that frozen frontier, built research stations, deployed icebreakers, signed deals, funded airports, and declared itself a near-Arctic state, a title that is, quite literally, legally meaningless. So what does China actually want? The answer starts with climate change. For decades, the Arctic was an impenetrable fortress, the ice walls so thick attempting to cross them in a conventional ship was suicide. But the planet is warming, the ice is thinning, and slowly a passage is opening up that has the power to rewrite history. It's called the Northern Sea Route. Running along Russia's northern coast, this passage could slash the distance between Asia and Europe by thousands of miles. No Strait of Malacca. No Suez Canal. Save time, save fuel, save money. And as the world's largest exporting nation, Beijing's math here is simple. But there's a nightmare that China's strategists have been losing sleep over for years. They call it the Malacca Dilemma. The majority of China's trade flows through the Strait of Malacca, a narrow choke point just 500 miles long. In a major conflict, if an adversary shuts it down, China's economy gets strangled. The Arctic is the answer to that nightmare. An alternative route, an insurance policy, the coldest and most calculated move in geopolitics. Beneath the ice lies something the entire world is hungry for. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates roughly 13% of the world's undiscovered oil and up to 30% of its natural gas could be sitting in the Arctic. On top of that, rare minerals, critical metals, the fuel of modern technology. And China knows in the coming decades, these resources will be worth more than oil ever was. So move now, invest now, sign deals with Russia now. Because whoever gets there first wins. But no one is sitting still. America is on alert. Canada is uneasy. Europe is asking hard questions. They all share one fear: will today's economic foothold become tomorrow's military presence? Because history already knows the answer to that question. The country that builds the ports, the roads, the infrastructure in a region eventually controls that region. There is no war in the Arctic today, but the battle for position has already begun. Deliberately, quietly, strategically, and history teaches us one thing: the regions everyone ignores are often where the next great conflict begins. The Arctic may be exactly that. The only question is, when the ice finally melts, whose flag will be flying?